Hi and welcome back to Sci-Fi Fans. What I really like about movies is that they're a real snapshot of history, whether or not they be factual documentaries or just for argument's sake entertainment and totally fictitious. We get a sense of styles and fashion all within that time period. So there's something really nostalgic when we look at the films from the 50s and 60s, and today's no exception with the video that I'm going to talk to you about today, or the film even, and that is Breakfast at Tiffany's. Breakfast at Tiffany's stars one of the all-time greats of Hollywood, and that is Audrey Hepburn. And without any further ado or waffling, let's get on to the top things that you didn't know about Breakfast at Tiffany's. Did you know Audrey Hepburn was paid $750,000 in 1961 for her role in Breakfast at Tiffany's? That would equate to just under $6 million. In fact, it's nearer $5.9 million if you want to be precise. At that time though, the salary of $750,000 for Audrey Hepburn made her the highest paid actress per film at that time period. Audrey Hepburn's co-star, Patricia Neal, actually had to dye her hair red, and that was because the producers didn't want her dark hair to compete with Audrey Hepburn's brunette locks. Breakfast at Tiffany's premiered at the Radio City Music Hall, which is of course in New York City. What I love about delving into the history of movies is finding out the little bits of trivia where different actors were considered for different roles, and you kind of consider how that would have affected the film, because of chemistry with actors and actresses would vary immensely. And it's interesting to note that Jean Seberg was actually considered for the role of Holly. Something else that I find interesting about movies and pop culture in general is when you realise where certain actors or actresses started off their career. For example, Billy Zane's first appearance on screen was actually a non-speaking part in Back to the Future. So did you realise that Beverly Powers made her film debut in Breakfast at Tiffany's? Every film at the Oscars that were nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay within that category was also nominated for Best Picture the same year, except for Breakfast at Tiffany's. And that's where I'm going to end this video. Thank you so much for joining me here at Sci-Fi Fans. If you've enjoyed the content, then please leave a comment in the box below. And also, while I've got your attention, have you considered listening to the podcast? I will be talking about Breakfast at Tiffany's in a future episode, and I'll be discussing the same points as I have here today, but I'll also be delving into more details such as box office numbers and cast members to give you a bit more of an insight into the film. I'll also be covering another film in the same podcast. That is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts, and basically wherever you listen to your podcast. So yeah, thank you very much for your time. Please come back for the next video and I will see you then. Take care of yourselves.